And that should be our everyday maxim. Get good at something. The hell with everybody else that's a distraction. I'm saying yes to climbing the mountain that is me. And that's what it takes to become better. That's what it takes to become stronger. That's what it takes to get out of this BS mindset where everybody's oppressed and poor, pitiful me. Gentlemen, what's going on? Another great day to be alive. Another great day to go inward, to find out just exactly who the hell are we? Who are you? Who am I? What am I about outside the parameters that have been imposed upon me for too long, that's choking the very damn life from my breath, my existence. I was watching this other guy ask another gentleman a question, and he asked him, before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the tallest mountain? And this was an older gentleman asking a younger gentleman. The younger guy was like, he was kind of hem-hawing around, trying to find the right answer, trying to think of all the mountains that they taught me in geography class. And he was struggling, having a difficult time. And finally, the other man says, it's Mount Everest. Just because you haven't discovered it doesn't mean that it's still not the tallest mountain in the world. And this is the Better Man channel, where we choose to discover that tallest mountain, the mountain representing us. Just because we haven't found that perfect man, that ideal man, just because we haven't exactly embraced who we truly are, doesn't mean that we don't exist, that guy doesn't exist, that the perfect example of who we can be doesn't exist. And I think many times we get discouraged just because we compare ourselves to other gentlemen. We compare ourselves to other guys that on the surface have this kind of ideal life, even though it's probably just as superficial as the next person on social media. But we get caught up in comparing, and we say, well, damn, that's a mountain of a man, and I probably just can't ever get there. But like that question, what's the tallest mountain? You're the tallest damn mountain. You just haven't discovered it. And so we start hem-hawing around. Well, what kind of man am I? What do I represent? Well, and we get lost in the thought because we don't know who we truly are. You are the tallest damn mountain. You are your best version. It's somewhere in there. We've just got to peel back the layers, carve away that fat, literally, figuratively, in this materialistic consumerism world that has bogged us down with lies and deceptions and selling us the next shiny object. You're in there somewhere. I'm in there somewhere. And so we're closing in on the end of this year, and everybody comes up with these New Year's resolutions and things. And so I'm not so much caught up in the New Year's resolution, but I do have these 3 maxims that I've taken from this year that I want to build upon into the next year. So I'm just going to share those 3 kind of statements, ideas that I want to build upon each day that I wake up this new year. These 3 things are going to be my focus. They're going to kind of help guide the day, guide my thoughts. And I think that's the main part. We get so lost in maybe being on social media or watching the media or just listening to the nonsense of the world that we start adopting kind of their perceptions, their ideas, that mentality of, it just sucks, or everybody's oppressed, or getting caught up in the new trend. And we lose that mountain that we can be because we're focused on the mountain, the BS piling up through everybody else's lens and perceptions. And so these 3 things that I focused on this year, first being, I listened to Jordan Peterson talk about competence in the hierarchy and the ranks of that. And he says, yeah, some people take things by force, kind of in a tyrannical means, but that can only last for so long. Most people that rise the ranks, they're competent. They're good at what they do. That's why people vote them in. That's why people promote them, because they have competence in what they do. They have mastered their skill, and that speaks volumes to me. In this world where we hand out participation trophies and everybody's kind of accepted, let's be on this equal playing level of mediocrity, it only takes a small percentage of effort to rise above that. Can I be competent in what I enjoy? Can I get competent in my skills? Can I learn new skills that give me an edge? And it just takes a little effort, man. And, I use the example of the gym, man. I like to go a little bit harder in the gym. You see people just kind of walking around. They're on their phone. They do a lift. They do a few reps. Then they're on their phone. Then they're talking. They're there 30 minutes and they leave. I'm there to get my shit done, man. I'm there to go hard. I'm there to get better, stronger, faster. So I put in that work. in every area of our life, if we would just go a little bit harder, become a little more competent each day, maybe read something that teaches me a little bit more about the direction that I'm going. Watch a YouTube video that speaks about that similar direction that I'm going. Listen, learn, find a mentor, whatever it may be. Become more competent, master your damn skill, and we set ourselves away from that lazy herd that's just going along with what media tells them to go along with. Think this, do this, be this. This is the new trend. Dress like this, act this way. We see this kind of robotic mass just flowing to mediocrity. You want to set yourself apart, get competent. Yeah, it takes effort, but it just takes a little bit of effort to be better than the person next to you. Let's get better. Let's become more competent. And that's my mindset. How can I become a badass in the levels, in the playing levels that I'm playing with? In the game that I'm in, let me become master over that. And second, from Nietzsche. I really started reading Nietzsche heavy this year, and he has this life-affirming quality. Let's say yes to life. The good, the bad, let's say yes. Let's remove the things that we're constantly saying no to. Get that out of your life. You're in a toxic relationship, a toxic career. You're in a toxic mindset that you're always having to say no and battle with yourself with. Get rid of that. Remove that. Lean towards the things that we can say yes to. Lean towards climbing that Mount Everest that everybody else is just staring at and saying, nope, nope. Start saying yes to something. And when we say yes to something, we find something that we can become more competent in. We can start kicking its ass. That's part of being a better man. That man that looks out there and we don't reject life. We don't reject the negativity. We may remove ourselves from it, but we start saying yes to the things that we can overcome. We start saying yes to higher values. We start saying yes to something greater, something that not only pushes us, but attracts us. We look at that mountain and there's something within it calling us to come climb it. And I guarantee you there's this calling within us. We all know it. We feel it. We hear it in whatever manner, inviting us to start climbing that greatness, that inner greatness within. So I love Nietzsche and his kind of idea of life-affirming actions, life-affirming mindset. Get rid of that negative shit that says no. Remove the things, the relationships, the people that you're always having to battle with and struggle with. Life has enough of that shit, the unexpected things. I don't want to wake up each morning and have that expected mindset of, oh, it's going to be another no-filled day of bullshit. I want to get up and start saying yes to life. And the third thing, the third maxim that I've grabbed a hold of that I want to build upon is Seneca said, those who own their life have lost nothing. And again, in this comparative society, where it's that comparative narrative of constant story of, well, I'm not like them, I'm not like that, I don't have that. Remove that, because we always feel like we've lost something, like we're drowning in the absence of what we don't have. Kind of in that pit of misery where all the absence of that comparison just falls down on us. Those who own their life, those who begin to explore and climb their own Mount Everest have lost nothing. The rest of the world is drowning in materialistic, superficial, temporary possessions. Keeping up with the Joneses. I have this, I have that, so I'm in the in crowd. But inside, they don't know the tallest mountain. They don't even know the mountain exists, and they're miserable. The idea of owning your life so that you have lost nothing. We get out of that comparison. We find that peaceful mode where this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. I enjoy the hell out of it. Society's not telling me who to be. Facebook ads aren't competing for my attention. I've chosen my direction. I know who I am. I know what I own. So we start saying yes to life. We start owning that life. We get competent at that life. Those are my three maxims for this year, and I believe they're very simple. Let me get good at something. Let me say yes to something. Let me own that. Let me take responsibility to become a better man that says yes to the things that may be a little difficult, but they're going to set me apart from the crowd. Wake up each day. How can I become better? How can I take ownership of that? How can I say yes to something that actually adds quality to my life and remove the BS? All the noise, all the people, all the distractions that are going to hold me back. Three simple things, and I think they're going to have a dramatic impact on my life. Focus on getting better. Focus on saying yes to things. Reject the negativity out of my life. Replace that with something positive that I can say yes and take ownership of, and see how far I can go. That's life, man. And that should be our everyday maxim. Get good at something. The hell with everybody else that's a distraction. I'm saying yes to climbing the mountain that is me. And that's what it takes to become better. That's what it takes to become stronger. That's what it takes to get out of this BS mindset where everybody's oppressed and poor, pitiful me. The hell with that. If you want it, get up and get it. Say yes to something greater than no. And take ownership of that and get really damn good at it. I love you guys. You'll hear from me next episode.